Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make frijoles de la olla. I'm also going to make carne con chile with papas. Sorry for my Spanglish, okay, así hablo yo. But the first step is to take out all the ugly frijoles and the ones that, this is a pinto, frijol pinto. I don't like using those because they're darker. This one's a little bit more like clear, not clear, but like creamier, and I just think it has a better taste. But it's all up to you. People always ask me what frijoles I use, and it's this one right here. They're called frijoles peruanos, which are called Peruvian beans in English. So we're gonna take out all the cracked ones, the ugly ones, and then rinse them. So I'm gonna get a pot of hot water. We're gonna fill it up to about right here. So while that's heating up, I'm gonna put the frijoles in a strainer so that we can rinse them. I know some people, I know some people like to put them overnight to soak. But I don't know, my mom, this is the way she taught me how to make them, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna rinse them really good so that they're nice and clean. I love these beans. So this is when I'm gonna add the beans. Then I'm gonna let it come to a boil, and then that's when I'm gonna reduce the heat to low. So once it comes to a boil, that's when I'm gonna lower the heat to about 2. And then we're gonna add a piece of onion, 3 to 4 garlic cloves. You're just gonna cover it and let it cook on low heat, just like that, for about an hour. And then I'll show you guys what's next. So this is bistec de pierna, or bistec. I don't know why they don't pronounce the C. But I'm just gonna cut it up. This is pretty good. So I'm just gonna cut it up this way. Make sure your knife is pretty sharp. I got this one at Costco. I love this brand. Sponsor me. No, but it's really good because it's also really affordable, you know. I'm not trying to spend hundreds of dollars on knives. These are good, so I suggest you get them. Not sponsored. So we're gonna cut up the meat. So I like to fold it and cut up. You can throw that in the trash. No, thank you. Just like this. No. Come on. That's Damien. So this is how you want the meat to look like. And now I'm going to season it with garlic salt. Lori's garlic salt. So sorry about that. My camera died, but I did add the garlic salt. And now I'm going to add some black pepper.
Black pepper.
Black pepper. You like it. And now I'm gonna mix this. So now I'm gonna start working on the salsa. I like to add a piece of aluminum foil. That way it's easier cleanup and I don't have to worry about the tomatoes and all their veggies sticking on the actual comal. So I suggest you do that if you don't like washing your comal. Another thing that I shared on my Instagram not too long ago is that I suggest, highly suggest, that you do not wash the comal right after using it, because the temperature change causes warping, you know, and that makes the comal all wobbly, all ugly, and that's why they're all chuecos. So don't do that, okay? Cold water. So obviously people think, oh, it's hot. In order to wash it, it needs to get cooled down. So I rinse it under cold water, right? But don't do that, okay? Just let it cool down on its own. So now I'm gonna add about 9 to 10 Roma tomatoes. 9. And then 2 chile serranos. And then about 4 to 5 garlic cloves. And on the side, I leave the skin on. And then a piece of onion. Let's do this right here. I'm also gonna add chile de árbol, which is over here. But that's not till later because those, like, they cook really fast or they roast really fast. As for the beans, about an hour has passed. You're gonna check on it, see if it needs any water. I'm just gonna add a little bit more because a nosotros nos gusta bien caldudos. A little water, hot water, okay? Warm water, and then I'm gonna add salt to taste. And we're gonna cook it for another like 45 minutes, just until they're nice and blanditos. So I'm actually gonna move the frijoles to the back one because I need this one to make the rice. This is like my biggest burner, so whenever I make rice, I always make sure to use this one because that way all the rice can cook evenly. So I'm gonna start turning the tomatoes, the chiles. You want a nice char or whatever on all sides. This one's good. Onion, the garlic, chiles. We're gonna start removing the onion, nice and charred, and the garlic. There's another piece of onion. Make sure you're constantly moving these. And now we can add some chile de árbol. This one's the one that's a little bit more spicier. You don't have to add these, but I do want it to have a little kick to it. So just be careful because these do burn fast. And if you burn them, they're going to taste bitter in the salsa. These are the chiles that have a strong smell. So I recommend you open your windows. But I think that's a good roast.
Smell bad.
Smell bad? Smells good. What do you mean? I'll take those out and then. So now I'm gonna add in the tomatoes and chiles and all the good stuff. 10-second rule. Woo! You did not see that. Sorry. Come on. I know it's bad, but it'll be fine. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic salt. And who's calling me? Nobody calls me. And some chicken bouillon. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of water. So I added about 2 cups of jasmine rice. This is the one I love to use. I'm just gonna rinse it and then let it sit for like 10 minutes so it can dry. This is the brand that I like to use. It's jasmine rice by Golden Star. I get it at Food for Less. I'm gonna add in the rice. So this one you do not need to fry up, just the red one. I'm just gonna do a little bit of mixing here. Just like that. For every 1 cup of rice, you're gonna add 2 cups of water. So I added 2 cups of rice. So I'm gonna add 4 cups of water. Here's 2 cups and another 2. I'm gonna mix it. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic salt and regular salt. And some salt to taste. Ahí le vas tanteando. Sorry, I don't have really measurements for this one. You can just taste it though. So after you give it a good mix, you're gonna let it come to a simmer, and then that's when you're gonna lower the heat. And I'll show you guys right now once it comes to a simmer. So my pot has indents on the side, and I don't want any vapor to come out while the rice is cooking, so I like to add a little bit of aluminum foil to it. That way it's completely sealed. I'm just gonna cover it like this, and then start this to the pot so that no vapor, like I said, comes out. So I went ahead and made sure everything's nice and covered. Now I'm gonna lower the heat down to low, like low, like low right there. And you're gonna let it cook for 20 minutes. Do not touch it. After 20 minutes, you're gonna turn the heat off. Wait 5 minutes, and then that's when you can start stirring the rice. So So after the 5 minutes, just carefully remove this. Be careful because the steam is going to come out. Y te puedes quemar. I learned from experience. So just do it like this. Nice and fluffy, you see? Went ahead and heated up the pan on medium heat. And I added some oil and let it kind of heat up. That's when I'm going to add in I was going to say chicken. The beef. Oh, I love the smell of meat when it's cooking. So we're gonna let this fully cook. So I'm gonna say like 8 to 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna add in the potato. While the meat is cooking, you wanna cut up 1 potato. This is 1 large potato. The kids aren't the biggest fan of boiled potatoes or like fried potatoes. Actually, they do like it. They're probably just lying. No. I don't know, but they're not the biggest fan, so I try not to add it so much, but Danny and I do love it. So that's why I add potatoes, but just cut it up like this in cubes. And if you're not gonna use it right away, make sure to put it in cold water, that way it doesn't brown. So I went ahead and removed the juices that the meat released. We're gonna use that for later. Now I'm just gonna cook the meat. Make sure that it's nice and brown before adding the potatoes in. So now that the meat is fully cooked, I'm gonna add potatoes. And I'm gonna cook this along with the meat for just 2 minutes. And then I'm gonna add the mixture. And let it come to a simmer before I add any more water. So when it comes to a simmer, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. This is when you can taste it for salt. I'm gonna add a little bit more garlic. So I am gonna add a little bit more garlic salt.
I'm gonna scare you.
So after 15 minutes of cooking, it's done. Now if you don't like it so caldudo, you don't have to add so much water, but we like it like that. So I kept moving the frijoles around, pobrecitos, but they're already done. This is how they should look like. They should be nice and blanditos. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I don't think I'm gonna fry them. But yeah, that's done. That's how you make your beans. Where's your trapo? What trapo?